What if the future isn't as unpredictable as we think? Time and time again, The Simpsons has dropped hints about world-shaking events years before they happen.
The Soviet Union? I thought you guys broke up.
Yes, that's what we wanted you to think.
From economic crashes to AI domination, their mysterious foresight is impossible to ignore. And here's something strange. Melania Trump once claimed she knows the future. Could she and The Simpsons be tapping into the same mysterious force? Stick around because these predictions for 2025 might just leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Apple Vision Pro. The Simpsons may have seen the future when they showed Springfield residents using virtual reality headsets in their 2016 episode Friends and Family. The characters used the headsets to travel anywhere, finish tasks, and enjoy life without moving a muscle. Sound familiar? This looks a lot like Apple's Vision Pro, which lets users interact with a virtual world using just their eyes and hands. A video that has gone viral on social media claims The Simpsons predicted the newly released Apple Vision Pro. In the clip, characters are seen going about their daily lives, wearing virtual reality headsets. The episode hilariously shows how people got so caught up in their virtual lives that they forgot about the real world. In 2025, with devices like Vision Pro gaining popularity, will we see The Simpsons' prediction come true? Maybe it's time to prepare for a future where virtual reality blends into our everyday lives in ways we never imagined. FIFA controversy. The Simpsons predicted the infamous FIFA bribery scandal in the episode You Don't Have to Live Like a Referee, Season 25, Episode 16. The storyline shows corrupt soccer officials being arrested and highlights bribery in international football. Interestingly, shortly after the episode aired in 2014, real-life FIFA executives were indeed arrested for corruption. The episode also features Homer standing firm against taking a bribe while working as a referee, a humorous take that contrasts sharply with real-world events. The show's writers even depicted Brazil losing to Germany in the World Cup, though in real life, this occurred during the semifinals instead of the finals. Looking ahead to 2025, given FIFA's continued controversies and global discussions about transparency in sports, it wouldn't be surprising if The Simpsons' foresight continues to resonate. Zombie apocalypse. In The Simpsons, a zombie apocalypse sparked by a food-related crisis becomes a hilariously chilling prediction. In Treehouse of Horror 20, a burger called Burger, made from cannibalistic cows, turns out to be a deadly creation. The first person to take a bite, Kent Brockman, quickly transforms into a zombie-like creature called a muncher. The virus spreads fast, turning Springfield into a zombie-infested chaos, leaving only the Simpson family to survive. Bart is mysteriously immune, and the family races to find safety amid the madness. While this wild scenario is full of laughs, it also paints a picture of how a foodborne disaster could spiral out of control. While a zombie outbreak may seem far-fetched, the idea of a food-related pathogen causing mass panic feels a bit too real. Nuclear Armageddon. The Simpsons has once again made a spine-tingling prediction about nuclear Armageddon, and fans can't help but be on edge. In one episode, Homer is the only survivor of a nuclear disaster, a very unsettling thought that feels a little too close for comfort. Another plotline sees a secret organization setting off a nuclear explosion. What's even creepier? The world today is seeing rising nuclear tensions, especially with military threats in the air, like those from Russia. The Simpsons even predicts disruptions like solar flares or nuclear plant meltdowns that could bring chaos. Scientists today are warning about real threats, like cyber attacks on nuclear plants or solar storms messing with our tech. Is it really happening? Only time will tell, but this is a prediction to watch out for. Economic collapse. Imagine this. The Simpsons predicted the financial chaos of 2025, where an economic collapse has the potential to reshape the world as we know it. The show, with its knack for predicting the future, has already given us a glimpse of what this might look like. In one episode, Treehouse of Horror 99, a disastrous economic fallout begins when Homer's job at the nuclear plant goes south, leading to societal breakdown. Fast forward to Bart to the future, and we see Lisa Simpson as president, inheriting a dire budget situation left by the previous administration. Could 2025 see the fulfillment of these Simpsons predictions? If history repeats itself, we might be in for an economic roller coaster, with financial disasters and political power shifts reshaping everything we know. Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you. Curling gold medalists. In 2025, Simpsons' prediction about curling will be even more remarkable. In the 2010 episode, Boy Meets Curl, Homer, Marge, and the Skinners are seen training in curling and later competing for Team USA at the Winter Olympics. They face off against Sweden in the final, and against all odds, they win the gold medal. The episode aired with this fictional storyline, but it turned out to be eerily accurate. Fast forward to the 2018 Winter Olympics, where the U.S. men's curling team made history by winning their first ever Olympic gold medal, beating Sweden in the final match, just as The Simpsons predicted. The team, led by John Schuster, became national heroes, clinching the gold in a dramatic 10-7 victory over Sweden. This win went viral because the U.S. had never won Olympic gold in curling before, and the match became one of the most memorable moments of the 2018 Games. Schuster and his team faced a lot of pressure, but they pulled off an incredible victory, cementing their place in Olympic history. What makes the prediction even more impressive is that The Simpsons had predicted this event more than 8 years before it happened. Large-scale environmental disaster. Who remembers the Simpsons movie from 2007? You know, the one where Homer somehow manages to dump a ton of pig poop into Springfield Lake, kicking off an environmental crisis of epic proportions. Naturally, the government steps in and wraps the town in a gigantic bubble to quarantine the disaster. A bit over the top? Sure, but the whole environmental mess? Well, that feels a little too close to home, doesn't it? Fast forward to 2025, and there are predictions of climate change right in our faces. Rising sea levels, extreme weather, wildfires, and all that good stuff. While a bubble over Springfield might be a bit too extreme, it's not too far-fetched to imagine how these kinds of disasters lead to huge real-life problems. Take a look at cities like Miami and New York, which are gearing up for flooding, or California battling constant wildfires. All this stuff may get worse in 2025, and it looks like we might be heading towards some serious environmental consequences unless we start taking action. Solar automobiles. In The Simpsons episode Paths to Glory, Lisa builds a solar-powered car to race in the alternative energy derby, only for a massive blimp from Duff Beer to block the sun and stop her just before the finish line. Classic Simpsons comedy, right? But here's the kicker. In 2025, solar cars could actually become a reality. Companies like Tesla and Lightyear are pushing forward with solar-powered vehicles that could reduce fuel costs and carbon footprints. Sounds like a win, right? But just like Lisa's race, the journey won't be smooth. Big corporate players, like those in the fossil fuel industry, might throw some shade, literally, at the idea. Still, solar cars are inching closer to reality, and by 2025, you might just be cruising along in a car powered by nothing but the sun. The rise of 3D printed food. In the episode, The Food Wife, Season 23, Homer, Marge, and the kids are introduced to the futuristic world of 3D printed food. They get to taste a meal that's created by a 3D printer that builds food layer by layer, almost like a mini food factory. While this might have seemed like a hilarious, far-fetched concept back then, the idea of 3D printed food is no longer just a funny cartoon idea. It's becoming a reality. Companies around the world are developing 3D printers that create food using everything from chocolate to pizza dough. Some are even trying to make these techie meals more sustainable by printing foods with protein-rich ingredients like algae or plant-based substitutes. By 2025, we could be printing our meals at home, or at least grabbing a slice of pizza or a fancy dessert created by a printer in a restaurant. And who knows? With the rise of sustainability and innovation in food production, 3D printed food might become as common as microwaving a ready meal. World War III. Season 11 contained an episode titled Bart to the Future, which aired on March 19, 2000. In this episode, a startling prediction of the possibility of World War III was talked about. It showed a future where Lisa Simpson becomes the President of the United States after inheriting a country that was crumbling from Donald Trump. Although the prediction of World War III hasn't come to pass as of now, the portrayal of a future riddled with global conflicts is eerily accurate in capturing the current anxieties of our time. With the ongoing tensions between nations like Israel and Palestine, for example, with world powers like the US and Russia on opposite sides, and the Ukraine-Russia war, all these are bases for another world war. AI taking over jobs. Although many experts have been sounding the alarm about the possibility of AI taking over people's jobs in the coming years, it seems like the reality is here with us in 2024. However, The Simpsons has long predicted this, as far back as 2012, with the episode Them, Robot. This episode shows Homer losing his job due to Mr. Burns replacing all of the power plant's employees with robots. Mr. Burns says in this episode that humans will train the robots, and then the robots will replace them. This is exactly how AI works in real life. In Japan, for example, real-life waiter robots are already replacing human waiters. There's also the belief that taxi drivers would be replaced by self-driving cars, fully autonomous cars picking up people and dropping them off, just like a taxi, except the big difference is there's no driver. Disney buying Fox. In Season 10, the episode When You Dish Upon a Star, which aired on November 8, 1998, The Simpsons made a perfect prediction of the acquisition of 20th Century Fox by Disney. In this episode, Homer becomes a gossip columnist and befriends Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, who are shown living in lavish mansions. While driving to their house, a sign was seen in the background that shows 20th Century Fox as a division of Walt Disney's company. This little and unnoticeable joke turned out to be a prediction, because in December of 2017, Disney announced its acquisition of 20th Century Fox and other holdings of 21st Century Fox. For a staggering amount valued at about $71 billion, 2 years later, this merger brought together two of the biggest giants in the world of entertainment. Disney gained control over Fox's vast library of content, including The Simpsons itself. Tragic submarine accident. A prediction that left a bitter taste in everyone's mouth after it came true was the tragic Russian submarine accident. In a 1994 episode of The Simpsons titled Marge Gets a Job, we see Homer working as a safety inspector at a plant. One scene shows a submarine imploding due to a design flaw, trapping and killing all the crew inside. This grim prediction sadly came true on August 12, 2000, when the K-141 Kursk submarine sank in the Barents Sea. All 118 crew members died because of a faulty torpedo that caused the submarine to sink. Reports say nearby ships felt a small explosion, followed by a bigger one. This accident is even more tragic because, although ships nearby felt the explosion, the Russian Navy didn't know an accident had happened. As a result, no search and rescue operations started until 6 hours later. When the submarine was found 16 hours after the rescue operation began, it was already 354 feet deep on the ocean floor. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You will enjoy it.